Today I'd like to do a product review of the Vanquest Trident-31 backpack. This is the big brother to the Vanquest popular Trident-20 backpack, which I've done a review on and also featured in my EDC backpack. I had two problems with that particular backpack. Number one, it was a little on the small side at 20 liters, and number two, it didn't have a side pocket for a water bottle. And the Trident-31 resolved both of those problems and raised the bar even more. So there's a lot to cover in this video. Let's get right down to it. This is the Vanquest Trident-31 backpack. It's been great seeing how Vanquest is always trying to improve the quality of their products. They don't just remain stagnant with one particular design and just leave it for a couple years. So with the Trident 20 backpack, which I got a few years back, they eventually came out with the version 2 last year, which had some significant improvement to the quality of materials and the overall design of it. And then with the 31, you could also see that they've made significant improvements. So it's just great that a company is actually listening to customer feedback and constantly trying to raise their own bar. So I'm going to do this video a little bit differently than some of my previous review videos because I don't want to really beat up this backpack because I'd like to give it away to a viewer at a future date. So I'm going to cover more of the overview of it, go right into the pros and cons, and then talk about some applications that this could be best used for. Before getting right into those pros and cons, I at least wanted to cover the new features of the Vanquest Trident-31 backpack. Number one, we have the Hypalon MOLLE Air structure for the MOLLE accessory attachment. We now have pull forward, adjustable and removable padded waist strap, which I don't really use because I don't really like waist straps. That's a personal preference. It has a collapsible side pocket to hold a 1 liter bottle or even a tripod, which is probably one of the best features of this new backpack. The previous ones didn't have that side pocket for a water bottle. Now it does, so this is great. So it has taller padded dividers. It comes with 4 that are included. It has improved suspension system for comfortable carry, including new shoulder straps and padded back panel for a more rigid frame. You have the Hypalon zipper puller tabs to assist with zipper closure, which are really nice, and a Spartan custom molded zipper pulls with secure grip. Just as a heads up, I'm not going to go into detail on every single pocket and slot that's available in the Vanquest Trident-31 backpack. There's just too many to discuss in a reasonable amount of time. There's a total of 44 pockets and slots to organize your gear. If I spent 10 seconds, for example, on each one, that'd be over 7 minutes of talking time just on the pockets and slots alone. So I'm not going to really cover that in this video. All right, now that we've covered those manufacturer specs, let's get down to some of my personal feedback regarding pros and cons of the Vanquest Trident-31 backpack, starting off first with the pros. So the first pro that I have listed is that the Vanquest Trident-31 backpack basically has everything that we've grown to love and expect now from Vanquest products. It uses very high quality materials throughout the design. They didn't go cheap on anything, whether it be a zipper, the type of fabric, you name it, it's high quality materials. It has a very methodical design. You could tell that this thing was well planned out. Every minute detail of it was thought through. Number 3, this is basically OCD organization heaven. There's so many different pockets, so many different ways of storing things. For someone like me that is into organization, this is the backpack that you're going to want to have. Number 4, it has that bright orange interior fabric to help with the item visibility. For example, if you have a flashlight that were to be in a black backpack, you might lose it, especially at nighttime. But with that bright orange fabric that's in the interior portion of it, it's very easy to spot items. Again, it has the YKK zippers with locking loops. And with the locking loops, those are really handy. For example, if you wanted to secure a pocket in there and have a lock on it, that's a nice little feature that you might go unnoticed initially. And then just in general, there's all these sorts of minute details that some may overlook for the first few weeks of owning the backpack, and then they might notice it a little later. It's going to be the fine details that are just really nice. When you purchase a nice quality backpack and see those kind of things, it just makes you really feel that you got your money's worth. Let's continue on with the pros. So again, the 2 main improvements over the Trident 20 backpack are number 1, the size. 31 liters is a great size for this backpack. It's kind of the Goldilocks method. So it's not too big, not too small, it's just right. And then number 2, it's that new expandable water bottle pocket that allows you to have a 1 liter water bottle or a small tripod in there. This is just an awesome addition to the Trident product line. The next pro that I have is that I absolutely love the large handle of the backpack. It provides plenty of spacing, so if you happen to be wearing gloves, for example, even if they're thicker gloves, you're going to have no problem getting your hand in there and holding that large, nice handle that's on the top. It has plenty of padding on there. It's very comfortable. With other backpacks, sometimes it's a little bit of a tight fit, so if you're wearing thick gloves, for example, you might not be able to easily get your hand in there. With the Vanquest Trident 31 backpack, that's not a problem. So a great large handle on the top. I could keep going on with pros for the Trident-31 backpack, but I'll just stop at this last one, which are the zipper pulls. I really like the improvements that they made with this design with the initial version of the Trident-20 backpack. The knotting that they used on the paracord sometimes would come undone, and you don't have that problem anymore with this one. Plus, they have just the overall improved zipper pulls throughout this backpack, which make it very easy to open, and it's just very handy. So a significant improvement on the zipper pulls. Now let's move on to the cons. The first con that I have listed is the price. It's not a cheap backpack. It's not a $50 backpack. It's not a $100 backpack. It's not even a $150 backpack. It's a $200 backpack. So that might go out of the price range of many people. So again, this is an item that you're going to be paying for the quality and the design of the backpack, and you want a backpack that's going to last you a decade or more. And this backpack will definitely do that, although it is expensive at the $200 price range. The next con that I have listed is the weight. It is on the heavy side, even when empty, weighing in at 4.6 pounds, which is 2 kilograms. So again, that's kind of heavy, especially if you're an ultralight backpacker and you're very streamlined on the items that you include in there. You're going to start off with a baseline of 4.6 pounds, which might be too heavy for some people. The next con that I have listed is that opening the main compartment zipper could sometimes be a little cumbersome due to the bend in that zipper design, especially for those that are using it as a side load, kind of like a sling, and opening it that way. I just find that sometimes navigating through that bend could be a little bit cumbersome, but it's not a big deal. Next, I find the sternum strap placement to be not as vertically adjustable as I would prefer. Perhaps I just have a longer torso, but I would just like to have a little bit more vertical navigation abilities with regard to the sternum strap placement. The last con that I have listed is that the back could use a little bit more ventilation if you're going to be going on extended hikes with this backpack. The padding on the back is very nice, although it does build up some sweat, and it doesn't really provide enough pockets of air as I would prefer for a larger backpack if you're going on extended hikes with gear. But for normal EDC purposes, it won't be that big of a deal. It's just mainly for hikers that are going to be using this for overnight backpacking, for example. And that wraps up the pros and cons of the Vanquest Trident-31 backpack. Let's continue on. Now let's talk over what I personally feel are the best applications of use for the Trident-31 backpack. Previously, the Trident-20 backpack was best used for a compact EDC backpack or go bag. You could store your laptop on there, a lot of different gear. You had to be a little bit more clever with the organization of it because it wasn't that large of a backpack. And also, it works as a great camera bag if you have your DSLR and some other lenses and other equipment in there. With those slots in the main compartment, it worked really nice for that. Due to the increased size, the Trident-31 backpack could still be used for both of those things previously listed, in addition to a few other options. Number one, it could now be used as a bug-out bag or a get-home bag. Again, due to that size increase, you're now able to store enough gear to have in your typical bug-out bag or get-home bag, and with those internal slots, you're able to organize things, which I like, for the various compartments or categories of modules that you want to have included in there. You also have that bottom webbing of the backpack, which will allow you to have a tent or a sleeping bag stored underneath it. Again, this would be more of a streamlined bug-out bag or get-home bag, but I think due to the storage increase, you're now able to use it as one. The Trident-31 would also make a great travel bag. It could be a flight suitcase replacement. It fits perfectly in the overhead compartment of a plane. I took it on a few different flights, and it was really nice having a backpack instead of having that carry-on suitcase that I normally bring when I'm going on any kind of trip. So if you want to have a replacement for that carry-on suitcase, the Trident-31 would make a great replacement. Again, this could also be used as a camping backpack. You have access to things like the water bladder, hose access holes. The bottom molly could attach a tent or sleeping bag, as I mentioned in the bug-out bag, so it could be used in this capacity as well. It would also make a great school backpack. You could store your books in there, laptop, other academic supplies, and you could even organize them with those interior slots of the main compartment area. And last, I think this would make a great first responder backpack. For example, if you wanted to have a dedicated backpack that had a bunch of different first aid and trauma supplies for medical emergencies, this backpack would work great for it. You have plenty of storage space. You have those interior slots again where you could organize everything. It would just work really well in this capacity. Before ending this video, I thought I'd just add a little segment with regard to some improvement suggestions that I had regarding the Trident-31 backpack. Starting off with number one, I think this would be a great product to have a Vanquest bundle package available, where you could not only just buy the Trident-31 backpack, but also the Vanquest recommended storage cubes, and maybe with the Vanquest color coding kit to be able to fully leverage the organization capabilities of the Trident-31. I think that'd be a nice perk to have available, maybe for a reduced price for the entire bundle package. The other suggestion item that I had is that there are so many pockets and slots with the Vanquest Trident-31 backpack that it could be really easy to misplace an item somewhere in the backpack. I thought it'd be a nice addition to have some kind of added small square Velcro area on the pockets to help with labeling. Possibly you could cut pieces from the color coding kit for those OCD customers like myself to have small color coding on the various pockets to help indicate what item might be in there. And those are just the improvement suggestions that I have for this backpack. That's going to do it for this product review featuring the Vanquest Trident-31 backpack. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching it. Leave a comment below in the comment section. And I like this backpack so much that I need to buy one for myself. This one was a review one, and I like to give it away to you, the YouTube audience, in addition to that Trident 20 backpack. So stay tuned for that video for a future giveaway contest. In the meantime, just leave your comments below in the comments section regarding this particular video and the Trident 31 backpack, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.